an amateur astronomer. Most of you know that 97% of the matter in the universe cannot be seen. It is dark matter. And the organization of dark matter also conforms to string theory and also resembles the same archetype shared by mycelium and neurons. So going way out, this is from the deep field view, the Hubble telescope, 170,000 galaxies represented here, embedded into the threads of dark matter. I mean no offense to anybody here. This is my own personal belief. We're all entitled to our personal beliefs. I believe matter begets life. Life becomes single cells. Single cells become strings. Strings branch. Membranes are formed. And this is the way. We will find membrane, network-based organisms throughout the cosmos. I believe that is just the way it is. So, going back in time, the first organisms that came to land were fungi, 1.3 billion years ago. Plants followed several hundred million years later. Fungi came to land first because of a unique strategy of producing oxalic acids. Oxalic acids are two carbon dioxide molecules joined together. These are the hydrogen bonds. And oxalic acid has an appetite for minerals, in particular calcium, iron, manganese, and in doing so pulls the minerals out of the rock. So mycelium munches rocks. It's called the mineralization of rocks. And lichens are a combination of fungi and algae. And so as the fungi come on the land, the algae would hitchhike, and then lichen communities would form. And so this allowed the conquest of land by organisms for the first time in the evolution of life on Earth. The calcium oxalate crystals are insoluble crystals. They don't solubilize in water unless they're in contact with acids or other enzymes. And riding out on osmotic pressure waves, these calcium oxalate crystals, they can encounter other life forms and bacteria, and it's hypothesized, not yet proven, is that the calcium oxalate crystals then disintegrate and chemical scent trails are left that the mycelium then picks up as a feedback system so it can articulate its defenses in advance of contact. This is yet to be proven, but I think it's a very strong hypothesis. Fungi munch rocks. And I'm such an idiot. I've been seeing this for years. And then we were hiking the Old Growth Forest, and this rock had tumbled down off this trail, and it was covered with mycelium. And looking around, we saw the mycelium actually reaching up the rock. And for the first time, I understood that these fungi are eating the rocks. This is just not a happenstance of them co-occurring. They're mineralizing the rocks, especially the mycorrhizal fungi, taking those minerals and giving it to the plants, and the plants then, through the root zones, are giving the fungi sugars. And so this renders rocks eventually into soil. So we go back to 1859. This fossil was discovered in Saudi Arabia. And this fossil, according to the record, existed from an organism that was alive 420 million years ago. 420 million years ago, there were no vascular plants, there were no flying insects. Laying down, about 1 meter tall, this was the tallest organism on land at that time. Now, this organism was given the name in 1859 of Prototaxides. It was thought to be a tree, but there was no trees back there. It was a big subject of controversy until Dr. Kevin Boyce in January of 2008, I believe, published in the Journal of Geology that finally deciphered what Prototaxides was. 420 million to 380 million years ago, dotting across the planet, the tallest organisms on land were giant fungi. Who knew? Now, being elevated at this height, of course, it would attract lightning. You can speculate what that would have been. It could have been a birthplace for many other organisms or a rapid place for evolution. So for 420 to 380 million years ago, this fossil, this organism was found in what's now known as Italy, and Saudi Arabia, and Quebec. Maybe that's not so unusual. It was back of the time of Pangea, when the continents were all joined together. 250 million years ago, at the Pt boundary, the Permian-Triassic boundary, there was a great extinction event, as seen in the fossil record. Now, there's three competing theories. One is an asteroid impact. One is methane hydrate bursts from the ocean. One is volcanoes in Eurasia. I don't see it as being mutually exclusive. The asteroid impact created the earthquakes, that liberated the methane hydrate from the floors in the oceans and caused the volcanoes to erupt. But one the entire Earth was sheeted with a dust cloud. Sunlight was choked out. Massive extinction. And fungi inherited the Earth. And we actually identified one of these fungi. It's called Reduciosporinites. And this is in the fossil record, species now extinct today. But this is all over the world. When the forest died, this fungus became predominant. And so we marched forward to Gondwana 140 million years ago. Now we do have continental drift. And now we go to 65 million years ago, and everyone agrees there was an asteroid impact. We found direct evidence of this. An asteroid hit the Earth 60 to 65 million years ago, and at the area just above the Yucatan, the dinosaurs became extinct. Massive extinction event again. Earth was shrouded in dust, sunlight was cut off, and fungi re-inherited the Earth. There's a recurring theme here. When we face extinction events, those organisms that ally with fungi have a better chance of surviving. I think we should take that lesson to heart. So, today, the largest organism known in the world is a mycelial mat in this area, in the John Day Wilderness. We're up here, there's the Columbia River, Oregon, and Washington. And actually, I hired an airplane, I went down there twice looking for it. It's from a honey mushroom called Armillaria astoi. It's an edible mushroom, but it kills the trees, and the trees become ashen gray. And I went down looking for this large organism in the world, and we flew down and we saw all these dead trees, thousands of acres, but we couldn't really see what the scientists who discovered this were talking about. Not until we went back the second time, and we were in a small airplane, and we're going up and up and up. I kept telling the pilot, we need higher, higher. I can begin to see the outline. What the Forest Service did is they cut down all the trees because of the fire hazard, and this is the outline of the largest organism in the world, 2,200 acres in size, one contiguous mycelial mat, genetically identical from end to end, and it's only one cell wall thick. We have 5 or 6 skin cells that protect us from an infection. The mycelium has 1. How is it able to achieve the largest mass of any organism in the world and yet be 1 cell wall thick? I present to you because it's in constant biomolecular communication with this ecosystem. These things are intelligent organisms that have learned to adapt. And because of epigenesis and being sharing of information throughout the network, they're exquisitely designed. And so when I went down there the second time, I'm going up and up in the airplane, and we're getting up to about 14,000 feet. We flew from sea level just like an hour or 2 earlier. And I told my pilot, I think I'm going to faint. And he goes, me too. Not a very happy thing to say, but let me get a photograph. And so I took this photograph.